Okay, Jonathan, here are your videos and your feedback from the Judges Cup. I'm going to let this run for a minute. Pretty good floor set here. Remember that we're going to take 2 breaths here at the beginning. We didn't do that. Nice step handstand. Cartwheel close, back row extension, front support, bounce to your straddle stand, hold, press, head stand, hold, 1001, 1002, tuck jump, and hurdle step, knock off rebound. Okay, let's pull that back, look at it again. Yeah. As I said, I want you to always take you a couple of breaths here at the beginning before you start. After you walk out there, stop, take you a couple of breaths, and while you're taking those breaths, think about your first item, which is the step to the lunge, and then nice, tall, long body rotation to the handstand, getting your weight onto your fingers. Okay, make sure you give yourself enough gas to get up there. So that's always your first thought. Okay, and that's why I want you to take a couple of seconds there. Okay, go on from there. Good lunge. Okay, be better if you had that back knee straight and your foot turned to the outside. We need that turnout, and your head should be up a little bit here too, Jonathan. Handstand. Okay, pretty good handstand position, nice and tall and long, and you got plenty of gas to get up to the handstand. Your head's popped out just a little bit. I'd like to see those ears hidden, and I'd like to see you pushing your hips away from your hands a little bit farther. Beautiful straight arm row. Your head's falling back here though. Make sure you keep your neck muscles tight so you don't get whiplash on this. When you do a dive row, this is going to be significant. Okay? Rolling up. Now here, this is your hurdle step, and you're not showing extension here. You're already thinking about putting your hands down on the ground on your cartwheel. You should be nice and stretched here from your feet all the way up to your hands. Instead, you're thinking about reaching down and putting your hands down on the floor. Okay, this is a little bit better, but it's still, you know, this is about as extended as it gets right here. Okay, I want you to be nice and long and tall from here all the way up to here with your arms. And you should be looking out here where you're going towards instead of right down here in front of you. Okay? Cartwheel. Okay, a little bit of dance in there between the steps. Okay? You're bouncing that foot. I want to say cartwheel, cartwheel without that hop on that foot. Watch that foot hop around a little bit. Okay? Want to keep that going. Now here, this is that stand up, that cartwheel close. As your last foot is coming down, your body should be coming up. You should be holding that foot up behind you so that you have something to counterbalance your arms and your head and your chest. Okay? Instead, you're dropping your foot and you're all bent over. Okay? So we want to see if we can fix that. It's the cartwheel close. Now your hand should be up here, big guy. Okay? Let's look at the illustration over here. Okay, this is the portion that we're talking about right here. This is the cartwheel close. So your hand, as your foot is coming down this way, your hands should be coming up. So when you close your feet together, boom, you're right here, standing up nice and tall. Okay, and from that, you go into your backward row by sitting backward with your hands and your torso up like this. Okay. And what you're doing instead is bending forward at your waist here. Okay, let's go on from this and let you see it. See how your hands are down and your chest is down? I want your hands up there and your chest up as you sit back into your row. That will give you a lot more power on your backward row extension, and then you'll be able to do your backward row to the handstand with straight arms. Okay, this is what we're looking for. See those red arms there? If you do straight arms, you get virtuosity, okay? So we want to be able to row with straight arms up to the handstand, okay, and then to the front support. See the bent arms, okay? And your feet are also split in here, Jonathan. We need to keep those feet together. That's going to be a 3/10 deduction right there. Front support, that looks good. Bounce to your straddle stand. Good, this looks really nice. Press to your headstand was good. We need to keep continuing to work on our press handstand because that'll give you 5/10 bonus, even if you just go to a momentary handstand. And we're getting closer. This was really good. Held this nicely. Rolled out, tuck jump. Still reaching down a little bit on your tuck jump. I want to see those hands come up and then you tuck. Okay, and then this last piece, your round off rebound stick, is looking really good. We need to go ahead and start trying to do some round off back handspring rebounds on the Floor X mat. Okay, and that'll give you another 5/10 also. All right, so let's look at your mushroom. You scored 8-7 on that floor routine. And if you had a press handstand, that would add 5/10, and if you had a round off back handspring, that would add 5/10. So you could go as high as 9-7. And we got a little thing, several little things that we need to clean up, like your cartwheel close and your backward roll handstand. We got to clean those up a little bit. You could, add another 4/10. So you might be able to go like 10-1, something like that, Jonathan, possibly. So let's keep it up. All right, so to mushroom. Here's your mushroom routine. Your mushroom routine, we're just doing 1.5 circles with a quarter turn on the last half circle. This is the minimum requirements to make, so we need to keep working on those circles. We want to get 5 circles if we can. So let's look at them. 1 circle, half circle with a quarter turn. Okay, so let's back that up and look at the circles. They're getting better. I think you said your record is 3 now. We want to open that up so we can get 5 or 10 circles, okay? Let's look at them slow motion. Okay, you're putting your left hand a little too close to the top of the mushroom. It should be farther to the left side, okay? And then, and then look at your legs, okay? Your right leg is bent, okay? See those legs separated? They're going to deduct 3/10 for this circle, Jonathan. We've got to keep those legs straight, really tight, okay? And keep swinging, okay? Don't pick your hips up here. Keep your feet together nice and tight. Point those feet and keep swinging your whole body, not just your feet, okay? Here's another slight break, a 10th probably with the feet being apart like this. A little stumble on the landing. That probably cost you about 3/10 and you lost the stick, okay? So that's it for mushroom. Let's go on. Actually, let's jump to the mushroom here. Okay. So from the feint and jumping into your circle, you want to be here. You want to be nice and open on your circle on the left side and then on the right side. And keep that going that way. We want to be able to do multiples of those. That's just 1 circle. That's required. But you can get bonus if you do 2 additional circles and then 2 more additional circles, okay, which would be 5 circles total. And then you do your circle with the quarter turn dismount. And that should be shown up here nice and high like this. You don't want to be piked or grazing the horse with your legs, or the mushroom, I should say, with your legs as you come around, okay? So let's go to rings. I'm going to go back to the video. Okay, this is you got a really good pull-up, Jonathan. You do a really good job with this. You've got the rings out to the side, your head up, your chest up, but look at your feet. Your feet are apart here, okay? We have to have those feet together, okay? That's going to be at least 1/10, maybe 2/10. So let's go on from there. From here, you lower and lift to your straddle, to your L hang, okay? Now I'm going to back this back up a little bit because I want to count. Looks to me like your right knee is slightly bent also. That's going to be 1/10, at least 1/10. But let's look at the hold duration. 1001, 1002. Okay, we want to hold at 1003 if we can, right? All right, these swings look pretty good, Jonathan. You've done a pretty good job with this. Get back to the L. Okay, from here, we're going to begin to swing.
Everybody sit down.
There's the end of your first swing. Your feet are slightly apart. Your hands are turned in. Your palms are facing each other here. We want to turn those hands out, and we want our head down and our elbows straight here. So they're going to deduct a little bit on your form and a little bit on your technique with your hands in your head position. Let's go ahead and look at your front swing. Okay, front swing goes to here. The head should be neutral. Don't throw your head back. Okay, and we want to be pulling out with those hands and try to get upside down. Get your feet and your hips up above your shoulders. Another back swing. Hands are turned out here and your head is down. This is better. That looks pretty darn good. Okay, your front swing, we're getting closer to turnover. Okay, turnover is what they call that upside down position, kind of like the open basket on high bar. Okay, we want to get to that when we swing, and we want to pull out with our arms as we do so. This looks pretty good. That's on the right track. Back swing, here again, your head is down, your hands are turned a little bit out, elbows are bent slightly, knees are bent slightly. Okay, they're probably going to hit you a tenth on the legs and maybe a tenth on the elbows. Okay. Okay, now we're doing the swing to the inverted hang. That looks good. This is nice and tight, but your legs should be horizontal here, not pointing down towards the floor. Okay? And we're opening to our back lever, and your feet are too low. We want those feet to go directly back towards the wall, not down. Pointing them down makes you have to pull them back up to get to horizontal, and that's really difficult. Okay? So this is about as close as you get to the back lever, and this is not the position that we're looking for, Jonathan. Let's look at your ring position here. Okay. Here is what your back lever is supposed to look like, right here. I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see that a little bit tighter. Okay, your head, your hips, head, shoulder, hips, and feet are all supposed to be in a straight line. Okay, that looks like a good standing or handstand position. You see that? Now let's look back, get back out of this to your video and look at that position that you're in. So your feet are well below your hips. Your hips and your shoulders are about even, but you're kind of curled here. We want to show some chest on this, and your head is way, way down. Okay, so while you might be getting credit for the back lever from some judges, they're going to deduct for the shape. So they'll do this. They'll give you 5/10 for the back lever, and then they'll take 3 or 4/10 off for the shape that you're showing there. Okay, so you get 1/10 basically. Okay, might not be worth it. Okay, we don't want to straighten this thing out so you can get full credit for that. Okay, so let's go on. German hang here looks pretty good. Drop to the feet. All right, a little step, so we lost our stick bonus on that, but pretty good ring routine. It's moving in the right direction. Let's see, let's go on. Let's go to vaulting. Okay, vaulting. I'm afraid the iPad was not cooperating. It was a little bit out of focus, and we can't tell too much from that. It looked like you had a good straight jump and took a step on the landing.
Marcus, do you see that awesome focus?
Okay, but we're not going to worry about it. That was a pretty good vault. Let's go on to parallel bars. P-bars. Up start. Okay, again, we want to swing to a position where your hips are up here as high as your shoulders and your feet are above that. So let's look at that drawing here on parallel bars. Okay. Bring it down a little bit so you can see it. This is what we're looking for. Okay, the green figure there would be ideal. Okay, your hips should be as high as your shoulders and your feet should be above the hips. Okay, yours are a little bit lower than that. Jonathan, let's look at that. See how your hips are down here about where your elbows are? Okay, we want them on up here. Go for that crab swing. Okay, and then your backward swing. Pretty good backward swing. Okay. This is above horizontal, and that's what the minimum requirement is, so you're exceeding that. I like that. There's your straddle position. Okay, good pointed legs, good pointed feet, open hips. This all looks really good. Okay, I like that. Now I'm going to let this run full speed, okay, and I'm going to count the 1001, 1002 on your V-set. Let's see how we do. 1001, whoops, okay, you only got a 1001 on that. That means that they're going to give you partial credit. They'll probably give you the 5/10 and take off 3/10. So, you know, again, it's not going to be worth doing that skill if you don't hold it the full 2 seconds. And I've seen you hold it 2, 3, 5 seconds sometimes in practice. You just can't panic and, you know, rush through this. You need to hold that thing. Count 1001, 1002, 1003 in your head. Okay, so we don't do that. Your knees are slightly bent here on your backswing. This is your first backswing. Your forward swing. I can see your ears. That means you're not sinking in your shoulders here. Okay, sinking in your shoulders will allow you to swing more freely and be able to get up to that handstand. Okay, we don't want to be piped on our front swings. We want to be extended and curled. Get the hips as high as the shoulders. Pretty good backswing again. Forward swing. Backward swing. You got your heart over your hands. This is good, but you're also bending your knees here, Jonathan. All right, they're going to hit you about 3/10 for this, but you got pretty close to the handstand there. Look at that. Okay, and your heart's pretty close to being over your hands. Okay, so you're getting close to the swing handstand, and if you can swing handstand and have a momentary hold there, you're going to get a major bonus. Okay, a 5/10 bonus added. Okay, so we're getting close to that. Let's see how the stick goes. Oh, good stick. Okay, you got the stick bonus there. Let's look at high bar. High bar looked pretty good. Good half turn. Oh, look at those knees. All right, that right knee is bent. Okay, that's probably going to be 3/10 on the pullover. But you did it by yourself, so you got the 5/10 bonus for the pullover, the solo pullover. Now, we're going to bend once, cast. Okay, your feet are getting as high as the bar, which is the minimum requirement. We want to try to go above that if we can, up to horizontal or 45 degrees. And then we do a back hip circle, which is another bonus. Back hip circle all the way around. This looks good. Feet are slightly flexed there, it looks like. Maybe a 10th in deduction. And then you drop your hips here, Jonathan, on your undershoot. You've got to squeeze your butt as you turn upside down so that your body stays nice and long. It also looks like your elbows are slightly bent. That makes it very difficult for you to turn upside down with that hollow body position. You've got to keep those arms straight. Okay, see how your elbows are bent here? And you're dropping your hips and your feet are flexed. Okay, so you're losing about probably 2 to 3/10 right here on this one skill. Okay, we want to be straight body up and down here. Okay, let's look at that on the high bar illustration. Okay, here is the high bar illustration of the undershoot. Okay, from here you turn upside down. Well, actually you do a hip circle first and then you turn upside down and you want to be here. Okay, let's compare this position to that position. Okay, see how your body is bent here from shoulder, hips to feet. Okay, you've got almost a right angle there. We want to be closer to something like this. Okay, straight body with long arms, right? Let's go back to the video and we'll go on from there. Okay, and the tap swing, you're arching here at the end of your tap swing. We're looking for a hollow body shape at the back swing, every back swing. Okay, what is a hollow body shape? That is this position. Okay, this hollow shape here. So you want to arch on the way back, but then at the end of it, you want to show that hollow shape. Okay, then you swing forward. And when you swing forward, you want to show this hollow shape on the way up at the top. And then you can relax and arch a little bit, but you don't want to arch at the end of your swing. You want to be curled at the end of your swing. Okay, so let's look back at that. Okay, where's the curl? Okay, it's not too bad. It's pretty straight. And here we're arched again. We want to be hollow at the end of that swing. Okay. Now I also want to be able to see, I don't want to be able to see, I should say, your ears here. Okay, if you are relaxed in the shoulders, I won't be able to see your ears. They'll be pressed up against your shoulders. Okay, so make sure you're hanging completely extended, and then curl at the end of your swing to show that hollow body position. Okay, your forward swing again, backward swing. Oh, okay, that was the hot. And did you see those knees? Okay, that's a 3/10, maybe a 5/10 break because your feet are apart as well. Okay. So that's going to hurt, but it was a good hop. 1, 2, and 3 to the drop, and a good stick. Okay, so not a bad meet, Jonathan. There's some things to work on. Okay, form issues mostly, but a little bit of technique stuff too, and some suggestions were made about adding some difficulty, like the round up back handspring and the press handstand. Fixing that back lever, trying to swing to a handstand on parallel bars, changing a little bit of technique on the undershoot and on the long swing so you can get that hollow action or the hollow body shape on both sides. You do all those things and man, you're going to score 4 or 5 points higher. Okay, so we're moving in the right direction and I'm pleased with that. Good job, buddy.